retainer of $35,000 when he was doing no work for the president. I said, that's how he's repaying. That's how he's repaying it, with a little profit and a little margin for paying taxes.
But Giuliani adding the payment was perfectly legal.
That money was not campaign money. Sorry, I'm giving you a fact now that you don't know. It's not campaign money. No campaign finance violation.
The revelation seeming to contradict the president's own denials. President Trump recently told reporters aboard Air Force One that he was not aware of the payment.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment?
But Giuliani's saying that explanation is still plausible.
I believe that's what he didn't know about the specifics of it, as far as I know. But he did know about the general arrangement that Michael would take care of things like this, like I take care of things like this.
Stormy Daniels' lawyer saying, quote, "This is a stunning revelation. Mr. Trump evidently has participated in a felony, and there must be serious consequences for his conduct and his lies and deception to the American people."
Tom Yamas, ABC News, New York.
My favorite tweet as a reaction to all of this is somebody saying the president would be better served by LegalZoom.com for his law work.
It is. I don't know that his lawyers are doing a bad job, but it is a very tangled web.
It is.
The story continues to evolve and evolve and evolve. All right, now to a former Trump campaign advisor speaking out after an interview with investigators from the special counsel's office.
Yeah, after being questioned, Michael Caputo told CNN it's clear to him that Mueller and his team are focused on collusion. He said investigators know more about the Trump campaign than anyone who ever worked there.
I thought this was about trying to find collusion between the president and Russia, or the president's campaign in Russia, I guess. But maybe they just have decided that the president wasn't involved and the campaign operatives might have been. I don't want to speculate too much about it, but I thought it was remarkable that there was no real discussion of the president.
Yeah, the president's legal team is undergoing another shakeup in the meantime. Ty Cobb, the White House attorney handling all things Russia, announced his retirement. He'll be replaced by Emmett.
Leaving thousands of people in the dark. And AccuWeather meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now live with the details on that. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, guys. And we have yet another round of severe storms. We're watching out for damaging winds, hail, tornadoes, and now we add on to that flash flooding. Where is it going to hit? Yet again in Texas, Dallas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Little Rock, Arkansas, most of Arkansas, all of Missouri, Kansas City, over towards St. Louis, over towards Peoria. But not just there. It'll slide over and create scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the entire mid part of the country. And then another round of strong storms for Thursday going to Thursday evening will hit Detroit, Toronto, Buffalo, and then watching out for severe storms along the western portions of New York. And we'll have warm air along the East Coast, but still around the thunderstorms throughout New York State.
So, Paul, at this point, should we just bail and go get ourselves a nice Caribbean vacation somewhere?
Yes, my time. Well, first of all, as long as it's not awkward, you know, like trying to go to New Zealand, yeah, fine, you can do that. But the problem is, even if you go down to the Bahamas, it's right in there too. I mean, it's going to be beneficial rain, so that's a good thing. Yeah, sorry. But look, Guantanamo, Port-au-Prince, San Juan, Hispaniola, Bahamas, we're looking for local flash flooding because we're looking out for a round of thunderstorms there. There is an upper level low that's developing there that's going to bring about some flash flooding in that part of the country as well. So just like the Brown bomber said, you can run, but you can't hide.
The famous Brown bomber.
Okay. So there it goes, just planning my vacation.
So my age? Kenny's still holding his fake Mai Tai.
I know.
We're not raining on his parade.
I already had my plane tickets going to Guantanamo Bay.
All right, Paul, thank you.
For nothing. You bet.
And President Trump is hinting that 3 Americans being held in North Korea could soon be released. He tweeted this, "Stay tuned," while disparaging the Obama administration for not securing the men's freedom.
Now, 2 of the 3 American captives have been held by Kim Jong-un's regime for about a year. The 3rd has been in custody for longer than that. One report calls their release imminent.
The investigation of a deadly cargo plane crash in Georgia is just getting underway, but so far we know the planes plunged to the ground and the fireball that followed were caught on surveillance camera. The C-130 belonged to the Puerto Rican National Guard. All 9 people on board were killed. It came down on a usually busy road outside the Savannah airport. Luckily, no cars were hit and no one on the ground was hurt.
The C-130 literally just shot down in the sky and blew up on the street. Oh my God.
The plane was more than 60 years old, but its last maintenance apparently was just last month. The plane was used for relief flights in the Caribbean during last year's hurricane season. It was being flown to Arizona, where it was intended to be retired. And the CDC has confirmed the first death tied to a nationwide E. coli contamination of romaine lettuce. The death in California comes as the total number of poisonings climbed to at least 121 across 25 states. The contamination is traced to romaine from Yuma, Arizona.
Lawmakers in Hawaii have approved a bill that would ban the sale of sunscreens containing certain toxic chemicals that scientists say are damaging to coral reefs. If the governor signs the bill, Hawaii would become the first state to enact a ban on those sunscreen chemicals, and sunscreen makers may have to change their formulas.
All right, the Boy Scouts of America is making history by dropping the word boy from its name.
The century-old organization is now calling itself Scouts BSA, as it invites girls into its older scout groups.
But the Girl Scouts are apparently unimpressed, citing a lack of girl-specific programming. The CEO says in a statement that the Girl Scouts, quote, are and will remain the first choice for girls. But here's the complicated part. Scouts BSA. Guess what BSA stands for? Boy Scouts of America.
Oh, I was going with
No.
the other.
Not the B, not that BS.
BS. No.
So they're saying they're dropping Boy Scouts from the name.
They still have it there. All right, coming up, the road to riches and armored trucks spills money on the highway. Nearby drivers going for it, but can they keep it?
And just weeks before Meghan and Harry get hitched, Markle's brother is now urging the prince to call it off. But his letter of warning, well, it could have used a bit of a grammar check. We're going to get down to it all on World News Now.
Mother Nature. Nothing smells greater than the great outdoors. Especially when you're in accounts receivable. Only one detergent can give you a sniff like this. Try Gain Botanicals Laundry Detergent. One of the many irresistible scents from Gain.
As an allergy sufferer, you're wired differently. Nasacort is different too. Unlike antihistamines, it targets more of the allergic inflammation that causes your congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms for 24-hour relief. Nasacort stops more of what makes you miserable.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. 10 years ago, I invented MyPillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I personally guarantee that MyPillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Order now with this promo code. Save over 50% on the MyPillow 4-pack. Order now. For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Your digestive system has billions of bacteria, but life can throw them off balance. Try Align, the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic with a unique strain that realigns your system. Realign yourself with Align.
I pick out the latest fashions for my mom.
And I make sure she doesn't spend a fortune.
So hello, Burlington. They have all the brands I can't live without.
And Burlington saved us a bundle.
Mom, look at this price. Burlington is awesome. These bumps make me want to hide my arm. It's embarrassing.
Gold Bond Rough and Bumpy Skin Therapy. Used daily, it exfoliates, smooths, softens, reduces bumps 74%.
My arms are out of hiding.
Gold Bond, ultimate lotion, ultimate skin.
Are you taking the tissue test?
Yep.
And my teeth are yellow.
Time for white strips.
Crest Glamorous White White Strips are the only ADA-accepted whitening strips proven to be safe and effective, and they whiten 25 times better than a leading whitening toothpaste. Crest, healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
Indoor and outdoor allergies can stand in the way of enjoying the moment. Allegra is the fastest non-drowsy allergy relief. In just 1 hour, it starts tackling tough allergy symptoms for 24 hours of relief. Get back to the moment with Allegra.
In times like these, we know it's important who you trust and where you start your day. And so we thank you for making GMA America's most watched morning show. And we're honored to win the Emmy for Outstanding Morning Program 2 years in a row. We are GMA.
Police in Kansas City, Missouri, investigating this carjacking that triggered a high-speed chase down highways, through woods,
and into parts eventually, as they do. Let's run it out. Okay, the officers. Police say they're reviewing all aspects of the incident.
The guy's now reviewing his running game.
Yeah, I
Should have tied his shoelaces. All right. On a more serious note now, a suspect in the murder of a young couple near Philadelphia has been found dead of an apparent drug overdose.
As police piece together the couple's murder and the suspect's history with opioids, they now suspect the whole thing may have been a botched robbery. Don Crayar of our Philadelphia station with more.
Our team is unequivocally convinced that he killed the victims and he acted alone.
26-year-old Daniel Mooney, a former neighbor whose family still lives across the